Hare Krishna. So, this verse, this whole chapter is Jay and Vijay caused by the sages. See, in bhakti, we only, many a times we just hear, okay, we have to love the Lord. But we should also hear how the Lord loves his devotees, how the Lord behaves with his devotees. And that can actually capture our heart. When we hear how the Lord loves his devotee, how the Lord serves his devotees, so that actually captures our heart. And when we are captured by Lord's activities, and that's the most auspicious thing. That's the not there. So Srimad Bhagavatam, if we can see that beautiful qualities of the Lord, it captures our heart. And this was the same thing is happening. So what has happened till now? That Jay and Vijay, they are the doorkeepers in Vaikuntha, and the Kumaras go to Vaikuntha. So they till now they have an impersonalistic realization of Brahman, the world. They know Lord Vishnu. They heard about Lord Vishnu from their father Brahma. So Brahmaji is only recounting this account to the demigods that how this Kumaras travel to Vaikuntha. And those Kumaras are the oldest devotees, are the oldest sages. Do they look like naked? Few years old, but they are the greatest personalities in the universe. Now just think, if some small child without any clothes entering the temple hall, what a security guard will do? Will not allow him. कह नंगा बच्चा आ रहा है, कहीं पे यूरिन वगैरह कर दिया तो, so security guard will have problem or not? So therefore security guard seva is called Jai Vijay Seva. Sometimes it happens also, like security guard has to stop and he doesn't know who is who. The coupon is not there or the belt is not there, and he stops a senior devotee. And then senior devotee called the management, becomes angry on the gatekeeper. And that's what creates, and the security guard is in trouble. Sometimes he is restigated. Security guard service is also changed. If he happens to stop a wrong, when the person who is supposed to be in and he stopped him, so his job also is on stay. The Jay and Vijay are the securities for Vaikuntha. And naturally when the children, see, nobody is allowed to go to Vaikuntha like this, right? So the children were coming to Vaikuntha, they said, hey, who are you? How you are entering? And like that they say, like, apna gada aake rakhe, who are you, why are you coming? And this Kumaras, they have no concept of enemy or they're complete naked bodies, whole world is there. And here they come to Vaikuntha and see the security guards are stopping them. And they had a great desire to see Lord Vishnu. And because they had a great desire to see Lord Vishnu, and because that desire got now thwarted, so they became angry. Sometimes it happens at home when parents stop you to come to temple. Some anger comes. So you want to come to temple, come to a yatra, and you are not allowed. Then you feel a little angry. So the Kumaras, but still you should not vent out your anger. Should be a problem. So these Kumaras, they were not allowed to see Lord Vishnu. That created anger in them. And they said, hey, you are behaving like the world of duality. Friend and enemy. Like generally, in your home, you will allow friends, won't allow enemy. So there is a duality in this world, friend and enemy there. And that is why you see sadhus, anybody can come to their kutia. Is not that? There. There is no concept of duality, friend or enemy. Dhira adhira jina dina pere karo nirmasaro pujitau. So we praise the Goswamis for it. So even they didn't have hatred for anybody. Dhira adhira jana pere karo. They were dear to both the gentle and the ruffians. So devotee doesn't have a concept of duality in this world. Acha, ala, manda, bhala, there. So this Kumaras also didn't have any duality. And now here they are stuck. But Jaya Vijaya also doing the service that nobody else should enter the Vaikuntha. So this Kumaras couldn't understand and curse them. You behaving like in duality, you should go to the material world where there is duality. And there are three enemies, lust, anger and greed. So we have only three enemies in the material world. What are those three enemies? Lust, anger and greed. And there is no other enemy in material world. It's called lag. Lag. Lust, anger, greed. It's called lag. And then they curse. अब पूरा हंगामा हो गया, वैकुंठा में कर्स कर, वैकुंठा के गेट पे कर्स हो गया. So Lord Vishnu came now, news पहुंची Lord तक, क्या हो गया? The Lord himself came to pacify the whole situation. Now when the Lord came, Kumara's mind changed. Just seeing the beauty of the Lord, the Kumara's mind changed. And they start offering beautiful prayers to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. There. And Makaranda and the fragrance from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu entered their nostrils. And just the fragrance, smelling the fragrance of tulsi leaf, they became devotees. Shantarati, not Dasarati. You know why? They committed Vaishnava Aparadh. वैकुंठ में घुसते ही वैष्णव अपराध हो गया. वैकुंठ के गेट पे आते वैष्णव अपराध हुआ. और इस वैष्णव अपराध का रिजल्ट क्या हुआ? Their bhakti only got limited to Shantarati. They could not go to Dasarati because of Vaishnava Aparadh. There. So Vaishnava Aparadh happens, then our taste for Krishna consciousness goes away. Due to Vaishnava Aparadh. But the beauty is when the Lord comes out, He deals with his Kumaras in such a way they get melted only. The Lord deals with his Kumaras in such a beautiful way, and how the Lord deals with his attendants in such a way that their heart completely melts, showing the beautiful quality of the Lord of Vaikuntha. And how Lord of Vaikuntha is so amazing. And like that the heart melted of there. So how to pacify a tense situation? How to pacify a two devotees are fighting. Right? Then so when you're able to see the screen, उसको स्क्रीन को भी रंग लग गया. So Kumaras also offered nice prayers to the Lord. Tasya ravinda nayanasya padaravinda Kinjal kamishta tulasi makaranda vayu Antargata sabivarena chakara tesham Shanka shobham aksharjusham api chitta tanvo. When the breeze carrying the aroma of tulsi leaves from the Lord's lotus feet entered the sage's nostrils, the experience changed both in body and in mind, even though they were attached to the impersonal Brahman understanding. So how the impersonals become devotees of the Lord? See, there is no account where a devotee has become impersonalist. But there's so many accounts that impersonals have become devotees. So many Mayavadis have become devotees. But give an account where a devotee has become a Mayavadi. You'll not find it. So that's the beauty of bhakti. That impersonalism is a step before becoming a devotee of Lord Krishna. And here the Kumaras, and they view the Lord's form again and again and attain meditation, the Lord's personal feature. But they only attain the Shantarati because they had committed a Vaishnav aparadh. They did not attain the Dasyarati of the Jain Vijay. And Kumaras start offering their prayers to the Lord. They are also glorifying. Because they heard from Brahmaji, who is a devotee. But now they realize the Supreme Lord. Now the Lord, see, now how Lord is dealing in the situation. He is a master of Vaikuntha. Now just think if something happens in your home like this, what way you will deal with it? Somebody comes and fight with your security guard. Whose side you will take? And some important person has come to your house. So, these Kumaras, they are nothing in front of the Lord. But how the Lord values these Kumaras. He says, this attendants of mine ignoring me have offended you. I approve it to me. So they punish them to go to the material world. So Lord is telling, I approve that punishment. But on the other hand saying, they are mine. So attendants feel very happy. Oh, Lord consider us as mine. To me, since the disrespect was shown by my attendants, I consider this an offense by myself. See, if you are a voice in charge and some devotee in the voice commits some offense and somebody comes to fight, so it is offense done by whom? The in charge only. In charge should deal the situation as if the offense is committed by him only there. Because when people see you, they don't see you alone. They always see you along with your, like when people see a wife, they don't see the wife alone. They see the wife along with the husband. Same way, when the people see us, they don't see us alone. Like outside world, you do some mistake. What people say? Oh, Hare Krishna wala bhi aisa karta hai. So they don't see us alone. They see we as devotees of Krishna. Or within ISKCON, they will say from which temple you are. Is temple wale log aise hote hain. Or whose guru disciples you are. Who's your mentor, who's Shiksha Guru. People will say that or not. And people will identify based on that. So we do commit any wrong. So that, see, if we do good, it will bring glory to the devotees. For example, Vipin Prabhu went to PTC. He did so much seva. So when I went to Pune, they were glorifying me. What kind of devotees he is? I said, no, nothing belongs to me. The devotees are there. So if devotees do, and same way, if some devotee comes and do mistake, then what say, अरे तुम proper training नहीं करते कि ऐसा कर रहा लड़का के करके. I give an example that one time one brahmachari took some boys to Utkarsha camp. While coming back, and this were new corporate boys. Even he didn't know the boys. Just हम बच्चों को लेके जाते camp में. He also took it. While coming off in the train, one of the boy in the night, what he did, he started pressing the breast of a woman. She shouted, husband woke up, beat him nicely. So उसका तो अलग गया, उसने mistake किया and he got punished. But then they caught that brahmachari next day. और उसको blaspheme करने लगे. What you teach your people, what kind of character you have. So he had no mistake. He didn't know. He's a new boy. He had no mistake. So when we do mistake, our superiors get. When our subordinates commit mistake, we have to take a of that or no there. Indirectly it comes. See, we take credit also if they do good. Then when they do wrong, we have to see. If people under you do good, credit comes to you or not? So then discredit also comes to you or not? So therefore, the more you enjoy the credit given by your younger ones, more you get discredit also in the position in this world. So the Lord is telling, Arey, it is an offense committed by me. Same way, if children do something, then blame come to parents or the goodwill comes to the parent. Oh, कितना अच्छा बच्चा है, कितना वो किया है करके there. So therefore, when you have some people under you, it is whose responsibility their behavior? Their behavior is whose responsibility? Our responsibility. If you are the in charge there. So if they commit wrong, people will call you only. There, अरे कैसे लोग हैं, ऐसा करते हैं. Yes or no? It's deal nicely. So here Lord is taking the responsibility. Such a wonderful thing Lord is teaching. We need to take a responsibility. People under us commit a mistake. Later on you may little bit correct the people under you. But when the problem is happening, you have to take a responsibility or not. There. So the Lord saying, I consider this an offense by myself, so I seek forgiveness. Now, this melted even the heart of Jay and Vijay. Lord is not chastising them. Lord is taking responsibility upon himself. That's the heart of the Lord, how he deals with it. Now, how the Supreme Lord can commit an offense? And even the Supreme Lord does an offense, who can punish him? He is the Supreme Lord of all. But still he is. So when any problem happens, better, when any some hard thing happens, better first take a humble position. Okay, sorry. Shant karo, बाद में करो. And how the Lord deals with the Kumaras in such a way, their heart completely melted. See, one amazing thing you learn from the Lord doesn't directly take the disciplinary action. Why? If Lord takes the disciplinary action, then how people will love the Lord? See, whole goal of life is to love the Lord. If He takes the disciplinary action, will you be able to love the person? So He puts Yamaraj for disciplinary actions. He put Devi for disciplinary action. There. So He doesn't do disciplinary action. Amazing, no? If somebody do discipline against you, very difficult to love that person. No? There. But discipline is sanctioned by Him. And He has put it a system there. And He is now glorifying the Brahmanas. For me, highest. Servant mistake causes master's infamy. A wrong act committed by a servant leads people to blame his master. So, we should be very pakka in public or outside. Because if you do some wrong act, we will bring blasphemy to whom? Srila Prabhupada, to ISKCON, to a spiritual master, isn't it? So one has to be very careful how one deal. Suppose you do some cheating. So what people say, ISKCON wale sab aise hote hain. And the people make an image based on that or not? What do you think? There. So in the public, so we should even follow the government laws that bring there. You know how Christianity came into power? Up till the 4th century, Christianity was a persecuted religion. But the king saw that the only faithful people, only moral people are the Christians. All others are degraded. Then he promoted Christianism. And then one who did not follow Christianity was persecuted. There. So for outside people, our religion may not matter so much. But our behavior, conduct and our morality matters more to the people. And the outside, a devotee should be very, very careful not to, we don't mind, no? कहीं भी conscious हो, अरे क्या कर रहे हो? इधर लिखा है कि don't throw the garbage here. You are throwing the garbage like this only. So small things. Same way, you don't keep the place clean. You don't keep the place clean. What people think? Hey, these people are dirty only. They will not see how many rounds you are chanting. Outside people cannot see how many rounds you are chanting. How you keep the place after taking prasadam. How you keep the hall clean after taking prasadam. That people will see more. They will make an estimate about you. And it's not completely wrong. Why? Because according to your gunas only you act. If you are living in an unclean environment, it's due to the Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So that means your bhakti is not elevating your gunas. You're still on a lower platforms of devotional service. And people are seeing that gunas. See, people in this world see your gunas. Bhakti is Shuddha Sattva. Devotion is Sattva. But people cannot see devotion because they themselves are in the modes. They will see your mode, your guna. And gunas are seen due to our habits. So when we do a wrong act, it brings infamy to the Lord. So therefore, a devotee should be very conscious. And Prabhu said, my devotee is a perfect gentleman. My devotee is a perfect gentleman. How we speak to people, outside people, how we do. And that's what brings glory. How you deal with people, how you come to the expectations of people outside. You do your work responsibly, people appreciate that. And Srila Prabhupada was appreciated even by karmis for his responsible behavior, the way he dealt with people, the way they are. So everybody could appreciate Srila Prabhupada. So a wrong act committed by servant lead people to blame his master. And now Lord glorifies the Kumaras in such a way, they get completely gadgad only. They got completely melted. The Kumaras got completely melted the way Lord glorified them. Sometimes you can melt people by glorification. It's not that you have to always chastise people, you can melt people by glorification. All their false pride got melted. How melted? I attained fame because of you. So by hearing whose glory the whole world, including the Chandala, is purified, that Lord I am, having obtained fame as a Tirtha because of you, I will not hesitate to lop off my arm if it offends. So they were saying, Lord, consider me as us as their arm. So Jain Vijay are feeling कि भगवान मुझे हमें अपना समझते हैं. So Lord's dialogue is there. But now Kumaras start wondering कि Lord is chastising us or glorifying us. They are not able to understand the way the Lord is dealing. So they see, it was whose mistake? Ideally, if you see, Kumaras. They also did a mistake, but that was a little innocent mistake. They didn't knew. But Kumaras should not have cursed. They are coming to Vaikuntha and cursing like this. But the Lord is not telling, hey, who are you? How dare you curse my attendance? Let me see. I in turn curse you. Go back. Lord could have dealt with it like that or no? Of course, Kumaras also servants of the Lord because they are the Jnana Shakti, Vairagya Shakti, the Tapa Shakti of the Lord. So they are the Satyavesh avatar of the Lord. I'm saying, by hearing, so I am the Lord, by hearing my glories, people get. But how do I get to obtain that fame? Though that Lord I am having obtained fame as a Tirtha because of the Brahmanas. Because who speaks Srimad Bhagavatam? The Brahmanas. So because Brahmanas glorify, that the Lord is glorified. No. If there is no preacher to glorify the Lord. See, Lord can do everything in the world except his own glorification. उसमें मज़ा नहीं आएगा. He needs his devotees to glorify. He needs his devotee to go out and preach. That Lord will not do. Lord can manage the whole creation. Lord can manage your family also. Lord can provide everything for your family. But one thing Lord wants, that his devotees go out and glorify him. But that, see how Lord will glorify himself. Just think about. उसमें मज़ा नहीं आएगा ना करके. People also may not take very seriously. But when devotees glorify the Lord, then people's heart get transformed. And that's the Lord himself has come as devotee Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So because of my service to devotees like you, the dust of my feet immediately wipes out all sin. Even Lakshmi does not leave me because I am serving you. Although, my feet, Lord is saying my feet wipes out all sin. Why? Because I am serving Brahmanas like you. And Lord shows also, when Krishna came, he washed the feet of Sudama. He would, Namo Brahmana Devaya, go Brahman. Krishna, he himself worshipped the Brahmanas as Krishna, as Rama. As Rama, he served Vishwamit Muni. Any Brahmanas who came, Lord served them. And although I am not attached to her and others perform vows to attain her favor. So Lakshmi doesn't leave me. Why? Because I serve you. So even Krishna is serving the Brahmanas. Just think about it. I enjoy food through the mouth of the Brahmanas. And Prabhupada is saying, who are the Brahmanas? They're the Vaishnavas here. Because a Brahmana in ultimate sense is a Vaishnava. There. I do not relish the offering through my mouth as a sacrificial fire, with the same relish as I do the delicacies overflowing with ghee which are offered to the mouths of the Brahmanas. So better than doing a yajna is what? Brahmana bhojan. Feed the Brahmana. Feed the devotees of the Lord who are 24 hours engaged in the service of the Lord. When we serve those devotees, that is better than even doing yajna. Not is saying. Vaishnava seva. Serving the Vaishnavas. I take the dust of Brahmanas on my head. If I take, so Krishna is washing the feet of Sudama. If I take that dust, who else will not take that dust? By taking the dust, I am the master of unobstructed. Water that wash my feet sanctifies the three words, including Lord Shiva. Right? So when outsider people get disturbed, suppose some devotee is there under you, and he picked a quarrel with the outside devotee, or outside person came and picked quarrel with our devotee. Whose side we should take? First, we should pacify the outside person. It's important. Otherwise, what happens? You take the side of your person, and you fight with the outside person. He will bring 10 dozen more people to fight with you. Right? So, and humility. One time, one devotee was going in a car, and he dashed some person in there. Immediately 50 people came to fight. And this devotee called Rash and Prabhuji, what we should do? They are coming to beat. So just bow down. Why we should bow down? Just bow down. And he went bow down and problem got solved. So this little humility can solve a lot of quarrel problems in life. And at the same time, Lord is not rejecting his servants. He is feeling they are mine. So they got enchanted by Lord's behavior. How Lord loves them also. By taking the dust, I am the master of unobstructed internal energy, and the water that washed my feet sanctifies the three words, including Lord Shiva. Because I take the dust of Brahmanas on my head. Those who look upon Brahmanas, cows, and differenceless creatures as different from me are like serpent with sinful vision, and are torn apart by the vulture-like messengers of Yamaraj. Now if some Brahmana comes and utter harsh words to you, what you should do? Some senior devotee come and chastises you, what you should do? Those who are gladdened in heart and respect the Brahmanas even if they utter harsh words, and look upon them as my own self and pacify them, as a son would appease an angry father. So even as superiors become angry upon us, we should not show anger. Hey, kaise anger dikha rahe ho? We should appease them. That pleases the Supreme Lord. Because they are angry for rectifying our wrong behavior. And if we respect them and appease them even they are angry, the Lord is pleased. That's what the Lord is saying. Hey, तुम कौन होते हम पे गुस्सा करने वाले? ज़्यादा दिखा रहे हो? You can counter argue or not. But with tolerate, you become dear to the Lord. And see, so Krishna very amazingly, first Krishna glorifies the Brahmanas. And then slowly told them to reduce the curse of the Kumaras. This is an art, right? If you would have first taken the side of his attendants only, the Kumara's heart would not have melted. What Kumara would have thought? Lord is partial. Lord is partial. But Jai Vijay will not think because they are already his devotees. But Kumaras are outside people. Kumaras are outside people. There. So Lord giving experience. Oh my servant, not knowing the mind of their master, have committed an offense. I shall therefore deem it a favor if you order that, although repeating the fruit of the transgression, they may return to me very soon. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains that Lord was not happy with the Kumara's act of cursing the doorkeepers. And the above statement of the Lord were tinged with sarcasm and deep attachment towards Jay and Vijay. You understand one there? So, apparently looking, the Lord is glorifying Jay and Vijay. But it was like beating, they are glorifying the Chatush Kumaras, but in the other sense, oh you Brahmanas, you are so great, I will take your dust, everything. So it's like beating them on the head. But what happened? Lord conquered their heart. Lord conquered the heart of them and made them realize their mistake. So bring out the best in the situation. When a quarrel is there, bring out the best in the situation, in people. And by our words, by our behavior, we can bring about the best in the people. And that's what the Kumaras are showing here. That you can bring out the best in others by our behavior. And Lord is bringing the best both in the Kumaras and both in Jai Vijay in any situation by his amicable behavior. And therefore, Lord's behavior cannot be imitated. He is the best person to deal in any situation. He is the best person. And that is why we get fed up in this material world. Even within devotee association, we get a little fed up. How devotees are dealing like this? Right? How many things? Even sometimes we fed up, how devotees are dealing like this. There. This is called kacha aam. It will ripe. So when the Vaikuntha consciousness will come, then devotee dealing will also become very fine. But when you go to the Supreme Lord, his dealings are so refined, it completely satisfies your heart. Because he is inside sitting in your heart. He knows the best your heart. And he can best satisfy the heart. There. Same way when we are with pure devotees, our heart gets best. Many people experience. When they were with Srila Prabhupada, they could feel that Prabhupada has completely understood their heart. Even some pride will be there, Prabhupada will remove that. Prabhupada will attack that and hit that pride. So Vishnu explained the Lord was not happy with the Kumara's act of cursing the doorkeepers, and the above statement of the Lord were tinged with sarcasm and a deep attachment toward Jai and Vijay. And what happened? Kumaras were not satisfied. What is happening to the Kumaras now? Are you able to enter that scene where Jai Vijay curse, their heads are hung up, right? Curse, and Lord personally comes. And Chatush Kumara who cursed, Lord is glorifying them. गलती उनकी और ग्लोरिफिकेशन किसको मिला है? कुमारस को. एंड कुमारस पजल हो गए, हो क्या रहा है ये? Lord is chastising us or Lord is glorifying us. They are not able to understand. So you do some mistake and you getting glorification out of glorification. What will happen? कोई doubt होने लगे नहीं लगेगा कि हो क्या रहा है? So like that the Kumaras are feeling. They did a mistake and they are getting glorified. Now क्या हो रहा है? So they were puzzled. So they were not satisfied with the Lord's lovely and illuminating speech, which was like a series of Vedic hymns, because they were bitten by the serpent of anger. So because the Kumaras committed Vaishnava Pran, they could not experience the sweetness of Lord's words. Though they show great repentance, the non-removal of their anger shows the difficulty in removing an offense to the devotee. See, Krodha is Kama Anuja. Krodha is Kama Anuja. So Kumaras have won over Kama, but not over Krodha. Until the time that Krodha is there, Kama can again come back. So Krodha is called Kama Anuja, the younger brother of Kama. So to conquer over kama, we should also conquer over krodha. That is why the rishis would become angry. Boom. Because they were controlling the kama, but they couldn't control the krodha. The Vishwamitra Muni, when first Menaka came, he fell down to kama. When next time Lamba came, he fell down to krodha. Attachment and aversion. So Kumaras could not comprehend the Lord's excellent speech. Although they heard attentively and pondered on it, because of his momentous impulse. So they were thinking whether Lord is favoring them or condemning them. They were not able to understand. And then Kumaras talked to Lord Narayana. But still they were delighted. We are unable to know what you intend for us to do. For even though you are the Supreme, you speak in our favor as we have done something good for you. We came to Vaikuntha. Now the lamentation starts. See, Lord's word produced melting of the heart of the Kumaras. They couldn't puzzle. You respect the worshipful deity, not only to the demigods, but also to the Brahmana. So what is the meaning of your saying that without service to Brahmanas, your foot dust has no power? Brahmanas worship you only, my Lord. You always protect the bhakti by your multi-manifestation. You are the supreme objective of dharma. By your mercy alone, detached yogi cross new signs. How can you? Lakshmi, whose foot dust is worn on the head by people desiring wealth, desire for a place in the abode of king of bees, hovering on the tulsi offered at your feet. So Lakshmi desiring at your feet. You are not attached to Lakshmi simply because it's a wife, but attached to the activities of your pure devotee. How could you be purified with the dust of path? Devas Brahmana. You protect the universe by your appearance in the three gunas. Kindly destroy rajas and tamas by sattva to benefit Brahmanas and the demigods. And you do this to set an example. If you do not respect the Brahmanas by offering worship, then nobody will worship. That's why you set example. And you never want the auspicious part to be destroyed. Therefore, you worship the Brahmanas, not for your thing. Now we understand. See, now comes the point. Finally, what has happened? Kumaras have realized their mistake. Kumaras, see, generally, if you see, when somebody does a mistake, you become angry upon them. What happens? They 10 times justify their mistake. How many experience that? But the Lord deal with them in such a way they realize their mistake. So when people do problem, how you deal with them that they realize their mistake. So your anger upon people is more important, or people realize their mistake is more important? So if you have to correct somebody, whether you becoming angry upon them is important, or they realize their mistake is important. And that's what exactly the Lord did. The Lord was glorifying them, but Lord completely melted them. And this is a beautiful behavior of the Lord. कि भगवान विष्णु ने कैसा है उनका हृदय गदगद कर दिया कुमारों का. I will relate in your life when situations come. See, when situations come, you hammer a person, you are like this, you are like that. Rather than correcting, he becomes an enemy only to you. Ulta ho jata hai. But how the Lord is winning the heart of the Kumaras, even with the mistake. So we understand that we have caused two faultless person, we accept without duplicity. Whatever punishment or reward you ordain on this innocent person are also upon us. The Lord reconciles the situation. And the Lord replying, the punishment on them as becoming demons was ordained by me, but they will shortly return to me as they will be absorbed in meditation on me in anger. So Lord reconciled the situation here. So they said, Lord, we understand we have caused to faultless person. We accept whatever punishment you give us, my Lord. And whatever punishment reward you ordain on this innocent person are also upon us. Now you say, please forgive their curse, we'll forgive them. Don't worry, my Lord. Whatever you say, we will do that. So Lord brought the situation under control. The situation which had gone out of control, Lord brought the situation their control. So Lord brings out the best in everybody. So try to bring best in other people. We should behave others in such a way that it bring out the best in them. Same way, parents, they have a duties. How you deal with your children. You can deal with your children to bring out the worst in them, or you can deal with your children to bring the best in them. Parenting is a great art there. So by parenting, you can bring the worst in your children. And by right parenting, you can bring best in your children. Same way, while training devotees, we can bring best in them, we can bring worst in them. While dealing with devotees, we can bring best in them or we can bring worst in them. So how do you deal with others? That's how people become hostile to you or they become favorable to you. So are Kumaras becoming favorable to the Lord or not? So Lord is dealing with them, that is good for their bhakti. So when we deal with people in a sensitive way, which will encourage them in devotional service. We should always see, are we dealing with people in such a way that will encourage them to go to Krishna or not? If your chastisement can encourage people to go to Krishna, you can chastise. Prabhupada chastised a disciple, isn't it? But it encouraged them to go to Krishna. But if chastisement is not encouraging people to go to Krishna, is there any benefit of chastisement? Especially in Kali Yuga generation, the sweet words encourage people more than the chastisements. Only sometimes when people become unreasonable, then they need some chastisements also. But generally, sweet words is the better way in Kali Yuga to deal with people. And Lord said, oh, the punishment on them as becoming demons was ordained by me, but they will shortly return to me as they will be absorbed in meditation on me in anger. Now, one amazing thing, how could somebody fall from Vaikuntha? Question may come or not? How somebody from Vaikuntha can go to mental world? Here comes the secret. So nothing can happen without the Lord's sanction. The Lord's plan was behind this curse. See, Lord want to fight. But who can give the best fight? Everybody chunnu-punnu in front of the Lord. Can any Devta fight the Lord? Can Brahmaji fight the Lord? They're all chinnu-punnu people. So Lord will send his own devotees from Vaikuntha to fight with him. And that's why, do you feel Hiranyakashipu gave a good fight to Lord Nrsimha? And that fight lasted some 1-2 hours. Demigod was stunning. Same way, Hiranyaksha, Varahadev gave a good fight to Hiranyaksha or not? What do you think? He gave or not? So, in the same way, what happens is only Lord's devotees can give the good fight. And when Hiranyaksha was fighting with Lord Brahma, demigods were saying, "Arey, kill the Lord." They were getting puzzled. But Lord was enjoying fighting. Brahma is saying, "Lord, kill him immediately. Don't wait. And Lord is playing with Hiranyaksha. So Lord wants Virya Rasa and only his devotees. Kurukshetra. Bhishma is also Lord's own devotee. But he is fighting on the side of the Pandavas to give a good fight to the Lord. So Jay and Vijay have come to do Seva. So when we hear Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Shishupal, so they are Lord's devotees only. But they have to give good fight to the Lord, they are behaving like that. And Lord only planned. So Lord was planned, in Vaikuntha, Lord has no enemies to fight with it. So Lord comes to material world along with his devotees who temporarily act as his enemies to fulfill their beloved Lord's fighting desire. And while fulfilling desire, Lord instructs the sadhakas through this episode to be careful not to commit offense. So having seen the object of bliss for their eyes, the Vaikuntha and the self-limiting Lord of Vaikuntha, the sages of Lord, taking his permission, they departed. So Kumaras went away, anger pacified, and curses minimized. only 3 births, they will become. And Lord gave a choice also. You become 100 birth devotees and come back to me, or you take 3 births with demons and come back to me. They choose 3 births with demon was better. And they were more absorbed in Krishna than anybody else. If you see who were thinking of Krishna most, Shishupal. He was absorbed in Krishna. See, if you hate somebody, you get more absorbed. You love somebody, you get more absorbed. When you hate somebody, you get more absorbed. You are always thinking upon that person only. कि कैसे उसका बुरा हो. But you are more absorbed in the person. So as demons, they were more absorbed in the Lord. So whatever Lord does is the best for his devotee. So devotee has no fear. Whatever situation life is taking is the Lord's mercy. And the Lord spoke to Jain Vijay, go to the material world but do not fear. Though I can nullify Brahmana's curse, I do not desire to go against my own rules. And this departure was foretold by Lakshmi. She was very angry when you stopped her from entering the gate when I was sleeping. So by meditating on me and anger, you will overcome the offense of Brahmanas return to me shortly. That you will have the mentality of demons, you will think of me and serve me. I will experience pure happiness with rasa, and Lord return to his abode with the many celestial planes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. So Kumara did not enter Vaikuntha. Although sometimes Brahmanas and yogis go to Vaikuntha, they were not meant to stay there, they come back. So they went to Vaikuntha, they could not enter Vaikuntha. वहाँ पे ही थोड़ा इशू बना दिया गेट पे और वापस आ गए. Because unless one becomes a pure devotee of the Lord, one cannot enter Vaikuntha. And Jain Vijay lost their luster due to Brahmshap and fell from Vaikuntha. And that's how they took birth from the womb of Didi. There. So this shows so amazing lessons. And Jiva Goswami says, who is a devotee? Tas Sukitva Sukitvam. Now Jain Vijay are ready to go to material world to fight for Lord's pleasure. They are ready to become a demon if it gives pleasure to the Supreme Lord. So devotee means who has no other desire than to please Krishna. What will give Krishna? Pleasure. Tas Sukitva Sukitvam. So this point is very amazing. That whatever activities we are doing, we should ask that will this give pleasure to the Lord or not? That is bhakti. That you are sold out to Krishna. But whether what am I doing, whether this act will please Krishna or not, that one should ask. So when you are attentively hearing the Bhagavatam, will it please Krishna or not? So you should attentively, enthusiastically hear Bhagavatam or not? That will please Krishna. You are hearing his message. So, that mood. So Jain Vijay, though they seem to be wrong here, but their devotion to Krishna is coming out. See why they wanted to stop Jain Vijay? For Lord's pleasure. And now why they are ready to go to the material world? For Lord's pleasure. If Lord wants us to fight, we'll be demon and we'll fight. For example, one person in the drama, they were doing a Ram Leela. And they wanted one person to become like Ravana. I said, no, Ravan नहीं बनेंगे, राम का रोल दे दो. हमको रावण नहीं बनना है. राम बनाओगे तो हमारे ड्रामा में पार्ट करेंगे. रावण नहीं बनेंगे. लोग क्या सोचेंगे हमारे बारे में? लोग हमारे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे? हम रावण नहीं बनेंगे. सो जब हम सोचते हैं लोग हमारे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे, वी कैन नॉट प्लीज कृष्णा. Like initially when you go on the road and you're dancing, लोग क्या सोचेंगे? पागलों की तरह नाच रहा है. This comes in mind or not. Initially when you start bhakti, you're more conscious how people will think about us. Afterwards you throw away. सोचना है जो सोचना है सोचने दो. हम तो डांस करें. So for the pleasure of the Lord, when you're ready to forego what people think, the prestige. That is devotional service. Like one brahmachari got told, he has to bring a forest of Vrindavan. And for that he has to get some crows, some birds and everybody. So he has to go and put chugga. And also brahmachari, pagal ho gaya, kya ho gaya? See, service was to call to put chugga and call all the birds, see the birds. So all the brahmacharis got confused. What is he doing above in the commenting? But this is a service given to him by the spiritual master. I don't understand. So some services may be given to you and you'll be wondering, Arey, what people will think about. So till the time we have our own person think, Arey, if I do this, what people will think about? If I do this, what people will think about? Why? Because we have no love for Krishna. Because when we have love for Krishna, we always see when a boy gets mad in love for a girl, he's ready to do anything. And he doesn't think about what people are thinking. Like Purva got mad after Urvashi. So night Urvashi left him. So he was completely naked only. In that situation he was roaming in the whole world. He forgot also what people are thinking about him. The same way, when you get wanting to please Krishna, you don't consider what people think about you. You just do. But you think what people think about you because they should not think bad about the Lord because of you. There. Because I am representing Guru and Krishna. I should not bring blasphemy to them. I should not do. So our acts there. And same leads to compassion. That Lord will be pleased if this person gets Krishna. If this person becomes devotee, Lord will be pleased. That is compassion. If this person is simply suffering without the Lord there. So that feeling is compassion. Then the preaching happens. There. So whole concept of bhakti is about this. Pleasing the Lord. And always pleasing the Lord will not be easy thing. It will involve sacrifice. Like you get up early morning to come for the Mangal Aarti. It pleases the Lord. So wake up early to please the Lord. We chant Hare Krishna in the morning. It pleases the Lord? Yes. Whenever you chant Hare Krishna, it pleases the Lord. You are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. How Lord deals with His devotees. How there. Is the Lord pleased or not? You are hearing His glorious Lord is pleased. You are getting attached to Krishna. So the whole 9 process of sadhana bhakti is about pleasing the Lord. Even we are celebrating in the festival, participating in the festival, how it will please the Lord. So that consciousness when a devotee has, and because we don't know what pleases the Lord, we always want to follow the instructions of Guru. He knows what will please Krishna. And when we do that, that pleases Krishna. When we are humble before devotees, that pleases Krishna. We are tolerant before devotees, that pleases Krishna. So that is important to know what will please Krishna. And that's what this pastime is showing so much. And how Krishna deals with his devotees. There. So you can learn so many lessons, how when in times of difficulties, time of problems, how do you sort out an issue? So the person is pacified. There. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Tarun Krishna, Prabhu Krishna. Pranam, Prabhu.
Thank you. This is what I have seen so far. Please correct me if I am wrong. So Chanakya Pandit says that while dealing with the cheater, you should be a cheater. Cannot be a good person when dealing with a cheater. So in present day world, outside in worldly dealings, lot of cheating is happening, at least in Bangalore.
Like?
like I'll give an example. We went to purchase one thing, and we paid the advance and came back. After 1 week, we thought that we'll get that thing. So, but we bargained there little, and the dealer did not like it. So the next time when we went, he had changed the internal parts of that thing like that. So now in such type of dealings, like if you don't deal with them in a accordingly, so like at the end of the day we'll be cheated.
Accordingly means?
Accordingly means like we should be little strong to them. All those will come. So case to case.
Yeah, we should not get cheated, no? See, because we're doing it for Krishna. So we should not get cheated.
So now when we become strong on them, the word that which come from that side is, you are also doing like this. Second thing is, while going on road, even though we are going straight, I mean we are going properly, in case someone wants to come and overtake us, they come suddenly put this one more example I saw. So suddenly they put come horn, something like that, and they tell, "Arey, ISKCON only don't follow the traffic rules," like that. Especially auto drivers, those type of.
So we see, if you are not doing wrong, then why you have to worry? People will find some reason to put you down in this world, but you should do the correct behavior, no? If you are doing,
name of ISKCON comes as.
See, the point is, but are you doing wrong? What you are doing correct, and if you give a way to person, hardly it matter 5-10 seconds, right?
By that only Gali comes and then given.
That's what I'm saying. So better you can have little patience and let people go ahead so that they have a peace of mind. Why we have to rush through? Isn't it? You go ahead. You will reach 10 seconds late, but with a peace of mind. Other sometimes he may dash you only in hurry. Autos ought to do that. They don't mind dashing also in hurry. And if some shopkeeper is cheating you, then you should tell that you change the internal parts. You should be polite and firm while dealing. Are you able to no? So people see when people actually understand a devotee is a Siddha person and they cheat the most. So you also have to be very clever to not get cheated and know that there. But at the same time be polite. We don't have to become harsh with them. Especially if you are going in dhoti kurta, tilak and kanti, you should not do that. If you are going in pant shirt without kanti mala, tilak, they don't know there's ISKCON devotees, then also you be polite, but then it's a little different. But that is little different. Then they don't compare you with a devotee and thing. But you go as a devotee and you deal harshly, it doesn't look good. So without dealing harshly, you should cleverly sort out the issues.
See, what is better, like in the position is like as a devotee in Vaikuntha, Jaya Vijaya are serving Lord Vishnu directly. And 1-0 is like the preachers or like the Kumaras, they are glorifying the Lord and the Brahmanas. So they are like means Jaya Vijaya, they are eternal associate of Lord. But they are more prone to suffer. If they commit mistake, like Lord Vishnu will like deal them very strongly. And here, as a Brahmana or Kumaras, Lord is dealing very nicely with them. So, as like sometimes people have also doubt, like if you go more in ISKCON, then people, you get a lot of things. But that's why they shift outside. And they come just for functions or festivals, and they don't go near.
Yes. So what, see, the experience of Vaikuntha, you cannot compare the experience here. See, when Lord is glorifying the Kumaras, actually is melting their heart to soften on the Jaya Vijay. So Lord is taking actually whose side? Jaya Vijay's side. And Jaya Vijay is able to understand that. And they are very happy about it. They are
very happy.
Huh. But when the situation what you're telling, we don't know how to deal with devotees properly. Then the devotees may feel, oh, better I am an outside person. Devotees are fighting with each other. So that happens in some immature communities. But do you feel it's happening with you? Somebody is beating you every day, giving you something. Then why are you bringing this question? Huh?
Sometimes when we are in hurry, then we'll have to go in wrong route. Otherwise, if we go in right route, we'll have to go take U-turn and stuff. So, like all these things.
See, if police catches you, then he'll give you fine, 1,000. So why to risk a fine and thing? See, if it is an early morning time where no police people is there and everybody is going, that's a different thing. But it's a daytime, it will choke the traffic and everything. Better to follow the thing, na? And better take a good U-turn, right? It will save you also, because sometime while taking wrong routes, you might dash a car. Better take. So don't cut too much shortcuts. Follow the rules of the state.
It was mentioned that the Lord's behavior was sarcastic to the Brahmanas. Like, could you explain that more? Like, how is
He knew how sarcasm. The Lord was glorifying them, so it is whose mistake? Chaturkumara's mistake. They caused it. So when you do a mistake like this, what will you expect? Chastisement. But Lord is glorifying. Lord is glorifying. That's why they felt it sarcasm. They're not able to understand what is happening.
some of the statements that the Lord made were sarcastic to them?
See, it's not the sarcastic the way we say. It's to say the Lord is glorifying, but the internal meaning of the Lord is more happy with Jay and Vijay. The Lord is telling, no, why take the dust of the Brahmanas? You're so great. You think yourself to be so great that you come and curse in Vaikuntha. So Lord is saying, okay, you're thinking great, I'll glorify you more. See what you like. If your spiritual master come and glorifies you, oh, I take your dust, because of you only I am there. Or if your spiritual master says, I am very pleased with your service, you are a very good devotee, you are a good disciple, which one you will like? है ना? The first one is happening, that means कुछ गड़बड़ है ना? If a spiritual master comes and says, Prabhu, you are so great. See, you first become angry upon a devotee. And the spiritual master comes, Prabhu, you are so great. I will take your dust, Prabhu. So what does that mean? Suppose you come to Sarjapur Road Yoga and Jai Vijay Manohar Prabhu is there. Manohar Prabhu says, oh, you cannot come because you have to follow these rules and regulations. And you become very angry upon Manohar Prabhu. And then devotees come and say, Prabhu, you are so great devotee, Prabhu. Oh, we have to tell you, Prabhu, don't come. We take your dust, Prabhu. So what will happen? You understood, no? So like that is happening in Vaikuntha. And though I'll glorify, but Prabhu, Manohar Prabhu just think, no, Prabhu has a lot of anxiety and thing. So I'm taking whose side? But externally is appearing what? Externally is appearing what? So like that happening. Good? The way Lord deals nicely.
The meaning of opposite behavior means something inside but outside just something. So isn't such dealings considered diplomatic or capricious?
So see, duplicity is what? आप मुंह पे तो कुछ बोल रहे हो, पीछे कुछ और कर रहे हो. But is the Lord doing here like that? No. Lord wants the good of the Kumaras and He's doing the good of the Kumaras. He's bringing out the best in them by glorifying them. And when Lord says, I worship the Brahmanas, He do the worship the Brahmanas. He do worship the Brahmanas, isn't it? But Lord's glorification has brought that rectification in the Kumaras. So what Lord is speaking is meaning and is bringing the good in the Kumaras or not, but through different way. That's the beauty of the Lord. He brings out the best in everybody. So when we see these qualities in the Lord, how Lord deals with His devotees, Lord deals with people, we get in love with Krishna. But ultimately, you love somebody who deals nicely, right? So Lord has a very high EQ. Even Krishna had to kill Kaliya, dance on Kaliya. First he wrapped in 2 hours in coils of Kaliya. You know why? Because अगर भगवान डायरेक्ट कालिया की पिटाई करते तो पत्नी बोलती भगवान आए हमने आपकी इतनी वर्षिप करी आके हम अपने पति को ही मारा. सो दैट द कालिया वैसे आ रहे नहीं अभी पिटाई होनी चाहिए 2 घंटे तक भगवान को परेशान कर रहे थे अब तो भगवान को सब मारना चाहिए तब भगवान ने उठ के मारा. To get emotional favor, to get even favor from the wives of Kali. So Krishna is emotionally very mature. Krishna's EQ is very high. In fact, he has given EQ to the jivas, no? So he's the source of all EQ also, right? Emotionally doing things, right? Intellectually also he's right, and EQ wise also he's very high. And whatever he does, there is nothing material only in it. So Lord will deal with such a way that devotee devotion doesn't get spoiled. Devotee devotion don't get spoiled. That way he will deal. Even he has to purify the devotee, he will purify in such a way. Like use the example of Akrura. Akrura took Shamantak Mani and went. Still Krishna did not chastise Akrura. With him there. So Lord takes the side of devotees and deal with the devotee in such a way relationship doesn't get disturbed. Demons he will come forward. With it. And then give him liberation. Give the demons also liberation. They feel अरे हमने इतना गड़बड़ किया भगवान के साथ में still भगवान ने हमको ऐसा डील किया. How fortunate we are. And they become devotees seeing that. Yeah. So this is the way Lord deals with every devotee, every person. Because they'll meditate on impersonal Brahman, that's what the impersonalists. They are not devotees of Krishna.
Son of Brahma, and Brahma was great devotee of the Lord. But now
So they were not Mayavadis. They knew that the Supreme Lord Vishnu is a source of Brahman. But they would like impersonal. This means impersonal means, say like devotee of the Lord, we'll worship the Lord, we'll do this. They will just simply meditate there, beyond any duality. कोई जीवन में टेंशन नहीं, like that. Because devotion for Krishna has not awakened in their hearts. But because they had heard from Brahma about the Lord, so when they actually went and smelled the lotus feet, the tulsi from the lotus feet of the Lord, that the time they became devotees. But in Shantarati. Okay, we'll give Anjaney Prabhu one question per devotee. One gulab jamun per devotee.
Rich. Like sometimes we have this tendency of being like a little bit cool in the life of like frustration. So isn't it like more Shantaras kind of person that is really able to take tension from the Lord?
No, it is not Shantaras, it is a Shanta nature. It's more the Shanta nature of a person. Because in conditioned state, the rasa do not match with our conditioned state. So, we are just little Shanta there. So, Shanta means combination of mode of goodness and mode of ignorance. Passion is less. That is called Shanta in material world. See, all of us are three gunas: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And it's not that one is absent; all the three are there. But one becomes prominent and one becomes less. So then it will have a different combination. So it's because of the gunas we are born of. Karanam gunasangasya sad asadyoni janmasya. It may not mean shantaras. If after a person becomes a pure devotee, then also he like that, then maybe shantarati. But in conditioned state, we have a conditioned nature.
Like Shantarati, they are also devotees or like impersonalists, they are Shantarati.
No, impersonalists, they don't meditate on the Lord. Shantaras is what? Like the grass in Vrindavan, like the trees in Vaikuntha, or the animals in Vaikuntha. They cannot actively serve the Lord, but they see all the Leela of the Lord, they see the Lord, and seeing that only they are happy and satisfied. Who are they? And they have so much reverence for the Lord, how will we serve the Lord? The Lord doesn't need anything. So some devotees say, no, Prabhu, I am so fallen, what will I serve the Lord? Of course, that is more due to laziness than Shantarati. You get the point there. Like Prahlad Maharaj, he has so much reverence for the Lord, he is always remembering the Lord. He is in Shantarati. So Prahlad Maharaj is in Shantarati. So to say also we are in Shantarati is little boasting about ourselves. The Shantarati condition is also an exalted condition.
But like in Vrindavan, Krishna entering Vrindavan, so they mention in Shloka that Krishna says to Balaram that impersonalist yogis will meditate on you, you are the best. That's why they have become trees.
Vishnu Thakur gives a purport to it. That verse, it says not the impersonalists, the trees, when they are not able to move along with Krishna, then they were thinking we were impersonal and that's why we became trees. They were lamenting about them. They are actually devotees. You can read Vishnu Thakur commentary on that verse. The trees are feeling like that. Sure that verse? Anyone knows the verse number? It's come the Venu Geet, right? No, it's come Venu Geet.
Krishna entering
Verse number, chapter you remember? It's I think Balaram kills Aghasur, that comes it. Now it's 9:30. I'll show you later. But actually Vishnu mentioned the trees are devotees, but they're feeling like that we are not able to move because we were impersonals in the past. Not they were actually impersonal there. So they are devotees right now. In that body, in the trees, they're devotees only. And to experience Krishna. Okay. So thank you very much. Shratam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, so this is heartfelt gratitude to Prabhuji. It's a wonderful enlightening class and wonderful system, this wonderful pastime. My one time lovely